Go to bigmancomics.com for the best in action adventure entertainment. Hey guys, Gabe Eltaeb here, bigmancomics.com. I think MGTOW is a cop-out. I think it lacks any sort of personal responsibility, and it pretends that you don't have agency. Guys, it's another expert opinion from Gabe Eltaeb. Why am I an expert? I don't know, 25 years of award-winning career as a writer, illustrator, colorist, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Star Wars. If you've heard of it, I've worked on it. Now, what does MGTOW, men going their own way, have to do with Star Wars or Batman or pop culture or media, stuff like that? Well, you will act on what you believe, and you will believe what you consume. So if you're consuming garbage media, you're watching horrible, immoral television, immoral music, immoral just concepts and what you're reading and stuff, you will be persuaded subconsciously, and you will act on what you believe. That's why I'm always talking about we got to make good, uplifting stories. And I go back and forth with the MGTOW thing. I really do. And it pisses people off when I say I don't like it, because a lot of men subscribe to it. But I'll tell you why. I'll make an argument, and you can tell me in the comments what you think. But the main problem I have with it is I think it's a cop-out and a way to release yourself from any sort of personal responsibility. So the MGTOW philosophy, as far as I understand it to be, is men going their own way. Ditch women, ditch society and everything, never get married, never just live for yourself and no one else. That's what I've been told by MGTOW people who follow it. And I think that's piggish and weak. I really do. And they say, oh, well, the court system and divorce and all the kids, the custody and blah, 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 blah. And I say, no, we are people and we have a society. We live in a society. Guys, the reason society and culture propagate is because people make it happen over and over and over, generation after generation after generation. Now, a lot was done for you for millennia by your ancestors. A lot of crying and suffering and bleeding and dying was given to you personally for free, to give you air conditioning, refrigeration, modern surgery and medicine and the internet and space travel, and all the abundance you have was hard fought with blood. And now you owe your ancestors something, because they loved you and they didn't even know you, and they paid it forward to you. They didn't even know you. They never knew of you or that you would exist, and yet they created a world for you. And it is your responsibility to keep it going. You don't get to show up to a potluck with your appetite. You need to bring some food yourself. You don't show up in society and just take. And that's the problem I have with MGTOW. Let me get a sip of water here real quick. The magic green screen water. And that's the big problem I have with the MGTOW guys saying, oh, we're just walking away from it all. Let the whole thing burn down. That's so childish to me. Now, again, debate with me in the comments. I'm willing to be educated. I've gone back and forth on MGTOW and said, I agree with it. I don't agree with it. I agree with it. Now, here's why I have an expert opinion on this. People tell me, oh, you're a boomer. You don't know. You're not out in the dating world. Listen, guys, you couldn't be more wrong about that. I'm handling a relationship with a woman 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My 28th wedding anniversary was Wednesday, November 13th. So I kind of know a ton about how to manage a relationship with a woman, and we have a great relationship. It isn't happy wife, happy life. I'm not relegated to a man cave. She doesn't give me fucking honeydew lists on Saturdays. I don't get henpecked or bossed around. I've never slept on the couch. I don't have that wife or that girlfriend that you guys all complain about, that these women scare you and terrify you and control you. It's pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm just calling you out as a brother. I'm not trying to be mean, but iron sharpens iron. And a brother, that's who I am to you guys. I have to call you out. If you think about this, think about it this way. If you have the same problem with people everywhere you go, right? You have a certain problem with your uncle and your boss at work and your childhood friend and your girlfriend. You have this same problem everywhere. And you know where I'm going with this. Who's the only person in all of those scenarios that's the common denominator? It's you. So when I hear these MGTOW people tell me women are trash, there's no good women, blah, 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 and all they ever have found is bad, abusive women, it's you. You don't know how to pick women correctly. Like, ooh, that hurts your ego when I tell you that, doesn't it? Because now I'm throwing personal responsibility right in your face. I'm throwing it right at you, but that's what a brother does. I'm trying to help you here. Okay? And you need to ask yourself, why am I settling for women that are not good to me? Why am I okay with that? Why after the first date, I knew she was a bitch or unreasonable or crazy, and I decided to keep going out? And I'll tell you why. It's a scarcity mentality. You're worried that that is the only piece of ass, the only woman, the only anything feminine you can get. And if you don't put up with bullshit, she'll take it all away And then you'll just be stuck by yourself. So you repeat that nasty cycle over and over with crazy women, with violent women that make weird accusations that are not true. I know this has happened personally to friends and family of mine. And you put up with garbage over and over and over from different women. Now, let's be men. We're men, so let's be hyper logical. Let's divorce the emotion from this. What is more probable? What are the odds here that every single woman you're running into is bad, therefore all women are bad, and they all hate you and they're conspiring against you, or there's something in you that has low standards and you're picking stuff like that? Do you really think all these women you've dated and talked to who don't know each other, they got together to conspire against you? Because, again, the MGTOW guys will tell me, 50% of marriages end in divorce. Okay, 50% don't. Okay? 28 years for me of bliss, of thriving, of just unadulterated happiness with my wife. It ain't fake, it ain't phony, and I lead. I completely lead. I make all the calls, I make all the decisions, and she is a willful and happy and very willing first mate. She's my second. She's my lieutenant. Yeah, boss. Yeah, sounds awesome, boss. Let me help you do that, boss. That's how she is. That's how she naturally is. And I would say to you guys, what MGTOW gets right is focusing on the self, but then it twisted into the selfish focusing on the self. As I said, the world is a potluck, and you don't just get to show up with your appetite. You need to bring something to the potluck, something good. Don't be that jackass saying, I'll bring the plastic forks. And then you're eating all the nice, expensive food, and you brought your little forks. No, you need to contribute. Look at the men of this world that we look back and we love. Nikola Tesla, Da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, the founding fathers of America, all the great men of renown. You know what I mean? Alexander the Great, Napoleon, all the guys that conquered. You're the same as them. You're capable of anything. You really look at Elon Musk. I laugh so hard when people mock Elon Musk. I live in Southern California. I live in San Diego. Many of you know that. And Vandenberg Air Force Base is like 300 miles from here, past Los Angeles and Santa Barbara and all that. And the SpaceX launches a lot of the rockets out. Last night I went into the backyard with my wife. It was very cold. Put a blanket on the two of us, and we watched a rocket fly. And it's about the 5th time we watch it. And every time I watch the rockets fly over the sky and go into space, like I'm living in freaking Star Wars, I want to tell my wife, Elon Musk is an idiot, because I always see like left-wing dummies on Twitter. Elon Musk is a dum-dum, and I think of all that he's done. There's no one like him with X, Twitter, Tesla batteries, the SpaceX. He was one of the founders of PayPal. He was one of the founders of the Chat GPT, like AI stuff. I mean, it just goes. He's doing the Doge thing with the government. It just goes on and on and on. And I'm telling you, you're capable of great things too. So improve yourself. But when you focus on the self, you're not focusing on the self in a selfish, hedonistic, pleasure way. You're focusing on the self in a responsible way. I need to be physically fit. If you're fat, lose fucking weight, and you know how. I need good money. If you don't have good money and a good job, fix it, and you fucking know how. Get your personal relationships right. Have boundaries. Don't ever let anyone treat you bad, and be a respectable person. You will be respected if you act respectable. You know what I mean? Get your spirituality right. There is a God, and he loves you, and he's real. His name is Jesus, okay? You all know about it, okay? Get that right. Make yourself level up as high as you can, and then you'll attract better people. And you'll start to notice all these wacky women that are horrible and try to ruin your life. You won't have to settle for them, because you could find a nice girl. Now, I'm not stupid. I know that I got a 1 in a million woman. That's a blessing from God. I know that. And it's going to be very hard for you to find a good woman, because they are more rare than almost anything. I get that. I will not deny that what our culture has pushed most women to be is not something a lot of guys are interested in. Demanding, bossy, girl boss, mean, unfaithful, mega body count, all that stuff. Yeah, you don't want that. But the good ones are out there. To say they don't exist is a lie. And you know that. And to say you're not willing to do it because it's risky, or it's it'll be so hard to find one, and what if they divorce you? What if, and what? You want to live a life of what if? Then you might as well not try anything, because something bad can happen for anything you try. But getting married, having a family, having kids and grandkids, and building that future for your descendants, because your ancestors built one for you, is your duty as a man. You're not just here to take. As I said, you don't show up to a potluck with an appetite. You show up with food, something good. You bring something to this. You don't get to just say, I'm taking my ball and going home because too many women are mean to me or whatever. Level up. Find better women. You need to do it. You have to. Because if everyone follows your plan, what happens to society? It ends. You know what I'm saying? Right? If enough people just go MGTOW their own way, never get married, never have kids, we're cooked. That's the end. And it isn't right. And it isn't righteous. It isn't the moral thing for you to do. So I don't want to hear that something is hard, so you won't do it. What kind of man? That's not the man you're capable of being. I've done things that are incredibly hard in my life, and you're capable of it too. And you say, well, how? How? Do it. Nike was right. Just do it. You know how, and that's it. Be encouraged. You are capable of so much more than you've ever done in your life. You really are. You really are. And I would encourage all of you, seek out the New York Times best-selling book. Get it on audiobook. You can listen to your car, driving to work, or while you're working out at the gym. There's a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It came out in the year 2000. It's by Dr. Robert Glover. It's a great audiobook, or you can get the regular book. And he basically breaks down and diagnoses the psychology of men in the feminist world post-World War II, and how men without fathers and the divorce and the single motherhood thing has trained an entire couple generations of men in the West to be weak, to defer to women, happy wife, happy life. What do you need me to do on Saturday, honey, so I don't watch football? Oh, I'll go mow the fucking yard and clean out the attic, and like she's your mom or something. You know, and it talks about how weak men have become because they didn't have the father validating when they were little, and how they seek external validation, like the virtue signal and all that stuff. Get a hold of Dr. Glover's book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. It will change your life. I've talked, that's not a word. I've spoken with Dr. Glover myself personally a few times. I read his book about 10 years ago, and it changed my life. I realized a lot of the feminist bullshit that we all believe subconsciously, it's because we're trained up in it, in TV and movie and music, to be the beta nice guy, to be the guy that pays for everything but doesn't get anything. The guy that says, oh, I'll drive you to your boyfriend's house. Oh, one day she'll just see what a nice guy I am, and then she'll leave that jerk. It trains you to be that way, this culture we've been in post-World War II. And even if you're good, even if you've had a good time with women and you've been able to date successfully, you still need this book. Every man in the Western world needs this book because I've been successful with women. You know I'm not shy. I had my first kid at 18. I had no problem getting the ladies when I was young, okay? I didn't have that problem, but there were beta-ass feminist nonsense ideas that I didn't even know I believed because we all grew up in this feminized world post-World War II. So I would say the MGTOW thing where you run off on your own, you throw a tantrum, you take your ball and go home, I'd say it's wrong. You have a duty to try. You can't control outcomes in life. Will you succeed, married, kids? Will you succeed like me? I don't know. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll fail. But damn it, you need to try. You cannot just run off and say, I'm not playing. You can't do that. That isn't honorable. I mean, you literally can do it, but you can't do it and think you're being honorable. All right, guys, that's my opinion there. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. Tell me what your rationale is. Tell me your experience. Tell me where you think I may have a blind spot on any of this stuff. But I really think it's worth it. You're worth it. You're worth the hard work and worth the attempt. Go to bigmancomics.com. Get the best entertainment there. Right now, we have a Christmas variant cover for Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. If you order by November 30th, you are guaranteed to get it before Christmas in the domestic USA only. We have other great things there. T-shirts. We have reprints of the Dean Cain All-American Volume 1. And the other books are coming along nicely. Imperium, they just turned in the last of 120 pages of the black and white art today. So that is coming along nicely. The Tyrus book is coming along. It's all coming along great. Follow me on X. I'm Big Man Comics. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. I'm Gabe Eltaeb. You see how to spell it right over there. I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on social media and go to bigmancomics.com.